Hello, Rebound here. I left at about 7:30 this morning, maybe about 5 minutes ago. It rained off and on all night and it turned colder. And this is what makes me very nervous about sending my cold weather gear home. I think I am reaching Damascus about at least 3 weeks earlier than I ever have before, roundabout. And this morning, when I was packing up my wet tent, my hands got cold. And this rain jacket I've got on is Frog Togs. I have used Marmot Precip in the past. That's the one with the pit zips for ventilation. And I was so frustrated with that thing. It was so hot. In the summer, I preferred to just walk in the rain than put that thing on. It was eventually going to wet out anyway. They all do. But I knew if I put it on, I was going to sweat so much that my shirt would be drenched anyway. With this Frog Togs, it sort of breathes. I can't tell that it works that it's that much inferior to the Marmot Precip as far as keeping the rain out, because I sweated so much in the Marmot Precip. I use this as a windbreaker. If it's a little cold in the morning, I'll put it on and hike with it for a while, and it's easy to stow away. If it gets wet, it's no big deal, so I can stuff it in that kangaroo pouch in the back outside of my backpack. So far, I am pleased with the Frog Togs. It is very fragile. I've already got a rip in it, but I think most people just repair it with duct tape. I don't have any. I'm going to get some at the dollar store. And there are several things that I can repair with that. On my last 2 hikes, I had it wrapped around my trekking poles, and I never used it, so I didn't bring it this time. I am grateful to be on the trail this morning. Last night, I did not sleep real well. I woke up a lot. I took ibuprofen in the middle of the night because my foot was hurting. And there was an owl that was probably right above me in a tree, and it went on and on and on. And I thought that was so neat. Most people will never hear a live owl hoot in their entire life. But I just sat there thanking God for His beautiful creations and that I had the opportunity to hear that owl hooting. Another thing people don't normally hear, most people, is woodpeckers pecking on wood. We have them at home. They are all over the place out here. Until we moved to Arkansas, the only woodpecker I'd ever seen was Woody Woodpecker. And most people will never wake up in the woods in their lifetime before the birds wake up and listen to the forest slowly come alive with bird song. It's just really a neat thing to experience. And if you can't go hiking, then I hope that you can at least maybe go car camping and sleep out in a tent. It will be different in the woods than if you try to sleep in your tent in your backyard. But it will still be a neat experience. I think that I like staying in my tent and camping out maybe more than the hiking. I just like it. My foot, I'm walking funny today because of the pain. I was limping pretty bad when I first started. I did not have pain until I started walking. Yesterday, it felt like muscle pain. Today, I'm not quite sure, and I'm not sure it's just my ankle. Truly, in my heart, I'm feeling that it's probably overuse and inflammation. I don't know that for sure. That's just my gut feeling based on how it's acting. I am definitely going to take at least 1-0 in Damascus. I really don't want to take any more than that. I like feeling like I'm a little bit ahead of the crowd. I get very nervous when I feel like I'm falling behind. That's just the story of my life. I mentioned in my announcement video that I was always the underdog, trying to keep up with everyone else. And I think it's some deep-seated psychological problem that I don't like being behind because of that. See, I still don't have it all together. I was in the band in high school, and above the clock in the band hall was a sign. And the sign was put up there by the band director, who I respected, and it said, if you're early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late. And I decided I was going to live by that rule, and I still do to this day. If I don't arrive somewhere early, I feel like I am late. So I think that is why I want to be ahead. I want to give myself plenty of quote-unquote getting lost time. Like if you're leaving for a meeting or something, you want to leave early if it's at a place you've never been, in case you get lost. I don't know what's going to happen in the future. Will I need to take a couple of days off for an injury? Will I get sick and need to take a couple of days off for a week? I don't know. Don't know what's going to happen. I've heard it all out here. Will I get really weak and tired like I did on my first hike and need to really take it slow? I don't know. That's why I want to stay ahead. The other thing I wanted to explain, something I said the other day about calories. They say that we can be burning up to 6,000 calories a day. So when hikers go into town, they're trying to eat the most calorie-dense stuff that they can to make up for their calorie deficit. I don't know how many calories I am burning out here, but I do know that if I continue to eat oatmeal for breakfast, tuna packets for lunch, and a dehydrated meal for supper, and some granola bars for snacks, I'm going to have a deficit. So, if any of you were shocked that I ate a whole pizza for 1,500 calories, that's not unusual out here. In fact, a lot of people will choose to get stuff like ice cream, and they're always looking at the back of the package. Hey, this is 800 calories. And so they eat it because it's a lot of calories. Personally, I don't ascribe to the calorie theory. I think what you eat and the nutrients in what you eat is more important than the calorie number. So my choice the other day was frozen pizza, a dehydrated meal from my bag. You get kind of tired of those after a while. They're all the same texture. They got different flavors, but sometimes you just want to sink your teeth into something that you can chew. So my choices were pizza, Subway, or McDonald's. McDonald's, no. I've heard too many horror stories about what's in that food and how many preservatives it has, and I didn't want McDonald's. I'm not saying I'll never have McDonald's again, because if I get hungry enough, I might. But Subway sounded pretty darn good. But somebody said it suggested that you download the app because if you got 15 hikers going in there, it's going to take forever and we only have an hour. So I thought, no, I'm just going to do the pizza. And besides, the pizza had a nice crispy, chewy crust that I could sink my teeth in, and I was satisfied, and I got 1,500 calories. So that's the second epiphany for the day. So far, the trail has been really nice. It's been mostly flat, a few short inclines, and I'm hoping it's going to be this way for the rest of the day. I gotta tell you that I was really worried about my foot. I was limping last night and this morning, and I sent Bud an in-reach message telling him that I was really worried that I was limping and that my foot hurt. And I said I really could use some prayers. Shortly thereafter, it's just, the pain is barely there. So I am thanking God for that. And I hope it holds out. And I think this day of rest in Damascus is going to be really good for me. Probably 2 would be better. But I really don't want to do more than 2 nights. On the second day, on the 0, I get more of my stuff done, but then after that, I get kind of antsy, especially when it's a really pretty good hiking day with no rain. Speaking of rain and these frog togs, sorry, I'm all over the place this morning. My personal opinion is that if you start in early March or earlier, and you're going through some cold temperatures, avoid the rain. That one experience I had where it was like in the 50s and I got all wet because it was raining all day long, that was scary, and I don't ever want to repeat that. And you cannot stay dry out here, even with rain gear. If you've discovered the secret, you let me know. Because from everything I've heard from everyone else, rain gear does not keep you dry, at least for long. So you can't avoid every bit of rain. So anyway, that's my wisdom for the day. I guess I'm feeling kind of chatty this morning. And maybe it's because I'm excited that I'm going to town and I might get some real food. I'm watching my budget out here. My biggest expense so far is lodging. Prices on hostels have gone way up. For example, when I stayed at Woodchuck's, it was $25 for a bed with sheets and a hot breakfast. You had use of the kitchen. And Lady Dies, I don't know what I'm getting, whether it's a bunk or a room. I think it's a B&B, but she has a hiker rate, and it's $60. But it includes laundry and a hot breakfast. There are a lot of places that charge you extra for laundry, $5 extra for laundry. So if you're going to a hostel that's $30, you're going to pay $35 if you want laundry. What hiker is not going to want to do laundry? So the prices are all over the place. I would rather pay a little bit more and get a comfortable bed with sheets than pay $10 less or $20 less and sleep on a blue plastic mattress in a bunk that probably hasn't even been cleaned or sanitized. So you're putting your face where somebody else's face is going. The idea is that you're using your sleeping bag. I have a sleeping bag liner, which I would highly recommend. I don't remember the brand, but it keeps your sleeping bag clean. And I use it a lot in the summer. I use it a lot in the hostels with bunks like that because it keeps me up off of that mattress. I guess that's it. My arm's getting tired. the camera's getting lower and lower, and I'm propping it up with my side, so I guess I'd better shut up. This is Rebound, signing out from the morning report. I don't know if I've said it or if I just assumed that you know it, but most hikers send their cold weather gear back in Damascus. That's just the rule that's been around for a long time, that you need to wait until Damascus to send back your cold weather gear. So I am sending back my cold weather gear in Damascus. Today is Saturday. I've got 10 miles to go today. So there's no way I could get into town, wash my stinky cold weather gear. To top it all off, my sleeping quilt is damp. I don't know what it is about this material, but there's always condensation on it or something. So there's no way I could get all that done and get it into the post office, which usually closes early on Saturday. So that's another reason why I'm taking a 0 tomorrow, is so that on my way out on Monday, I can mail that stuff back at the post office, which will be open on Monday. Tennessee, my friend and neighbor, we share a border. We are similar in beauty and culture, but I have this against thee: thou hast no privies in your state. You are like a dried spring, promising much, but giving little. You were not there for me in my time of need to lean on, literally and figuratively. I bid you adieu, my friend. I will not remain angry at you forever if you amend your ways and spread privies upon thy lands. Look how verdant everything is. It's amazing how much greener everything is. I'm guessing it's the elevation. Ready for this drizzle to stop. Thank you. Hello, Rebound here. I am on my 0 day. I'm staying at Lady Di's. It is very similar to Woodchuck Hostel. It's got a bunch of bedrooms and multiple beds in each bedroom. And she served us a very nice breakfast this morning. Had egg casserole, sausage, a yogurt and fruit smoothie, hash browns and some kind of blueberry cornbread and coffee, and it was delicious and very filling. The place is quiet. It's definitely an introvert hostel, and I have thoroughly enjoyed my stay there. Yesterday, I ate at the diner. I got some meatloaf, mashed potatoes, and turnip greens, and it was very good. I also, here at Lady Di, she's pretty far out, so if you want to go to the store, you have to borrow a bicycle, and you take the Virginia Creeper Trail to the store, which is all the way across town. So that was interesting. It's true that you never forget how to ride a bicycle, and I felt like I needed a zero after it was all done. And I had to go back today because I forgot something. My foot, that is the major issue. It was really hurting badly yesterday. By the time I got into town, ibuprofen didn't seem to be helping. I've tried stretching. They didn't have any kind of Bengay or Icy Hot. They did have the Aspercreme with the lidocaine in it, but all that does is numb the pain. So I really didn't want to go with that option. They had an Epsom salt rub, which I'm assuming had magnesium in it, and I put that on several times yesterday and last night and this morning. Couldn't tell it really helped. It's very strange because it's kind of coming and going. At times I'm really limping, and at other times it's like just a bare minimum pain. So I was at breakfast this morning, and one of the guys said that he was a chaplain in the military, and I just felt like God was wanting me to ask him for prayer, and I felt kind of weird about it. I don't think chaplains have any hotline to God any more than I do or my husband does. And I asked Bud what he thought about it. He said, never hesitate to ask someone for prayer. So I went to him and told him the situation and that I felt like I was supposed to ask him to pray for me. And he was sort of blown away because he was questioning his purpose for being out there. He was just talking to another guy there at the hostel about that very thing, and I walked and asked for prayer. So it meant a lot to him. For me, I think it was just a simple act of obedience in asking him to pray for me because it was the hardest thing for me to do, and I had been mulling all morning long, thinking that that's what I was supposed to do. So when I walked in, finally got up the nerve to do it. He had just been talking to that other guy about his purpose, and he was encouraged by talking to me. So I was praising God for that. And then, probably not 15 minutes ago, a new person came into the hostel, Lady Di's, and it just happened to be a lady that I'd met a while back. I haven't seen her for weeks. And so in she strolls, and it's Sparrow with her cute little dog Micah, who came and sought me out that time when I was just feeling really down and depressed shortly after Rabbit got off the trail. And I saw her again later, and she said, how are you doing? I said, well, I'm fine. Having a little, and I almost didn't say it. I said, I've been having a little issue with my foot. And she said, what's going on? Like she would know what the problem was. I said, would you know? I guess something like that. I said something like that. And she said, well, yeah, that's what I do for a living. So she was off to the store on the bike, and she said, well, I'll talk to you later. So I am going to talk to her later, and somebody said they think she is a physical therapist and works, I guess, with feet. I don't know if it's sports medicine or what. So, it's up in the air right now what I'm going to do. I don't know what to do about this foot. I've been in contact with Bud, telling him I don't know what to do. I can't, I can't keep walking and have pain with every step. I have thought about going to a clinic and having it x-rayed. That would mean another night here. I've wondered if I just need to rest another day. I don't know. I don't know what to do, and I've been praying all afternoon about what I should do to either stay or go. And so I don't know what the plan is yet. It's actually feeling better right now, but as I said, it comes and goes, so I am not quite sure how this is all going to play out. It's definitely feeling better today than it did yesterday. So I'm staying tonight at the very least. I'll have breakfast in the morning, then I will go take my stuff to the post office, and if I get on trail, I will get on trail after that. So it's been an enjoyable stay here, but I am a little antsy and ready to get back on the trail, and so we'll see what happens. I will keep you informed. This is Rebound, signing out.